Hi guys, welcome back to another new plant related video. Today we're going to be talking about rabbit's foot fern. Now you probably just bought one or you're planning on getting one, but these are such a beautiful plant. Now the little roots that are coming out, I don't know like the scientific name of these type of roots, but they look like roots, so I'm calling them like root. I don't know. If you know like the scientific name, please let me know in the comment section below. They look super cute and they look like rabbit's foot. Like they look like furry and it's super cute, so that's why they call it like that. Today I'm going to be showing you all of the things that I've learned over these past days and weeks and months with having one, and research that I've done, and also videos that I've like seen through, and like there's a lot of information that I've like learned over these past days and weeks, and I just want to share with you guys because like I don't know, I just like sharing content. That means so much to me. If you guys can give this video a big thumbs up if you want to see more plant related videos, and subscribe to join the plant family. Alrighty, so let's talk about the light requirement. Rabbit's foot fern, they like bright but indirect sunlight, such as found on eastern window exposure. So direct and indirect light means direct light means like the sun rays are actually hitting the plant, and indirect means that it's like on a super bright room, or the rays are not touching like the actual plant. It's just like the leaves are absorbing the light that is bouncing off the walls. Yeah, basically like bouncing off the walls or like being diluted by like on the bottom of a tree. So yeah, these type of plants that love bright indirect light. Now the water requirements for this plant is you gotta water it lightly but often. Now I prefer to water it bottom watering. That method is like you just get a tray or a bowl or like anything that can hold water. You put the plant in there and you let the soil to soak up all that good water and nutrients, and it makes sure that the entire like plant or the entire pot is getting all that like water and saturating it and making sure that it's wet. Like it's very moist, but it is getting a little bit wet, and then you pull it out and then you let it drain, like let it all that water come out. Yeah, it's really like it's like the best method that I've been watering my plants. I've noticed that it has helped them a lot, making sure like there's no like dry spots in the planter, because when you water on the top, sometimes there is like spots that are like dry, and even when you water it they still remain dry. I don't know how that works, but that's a thing. So that's why I prefer to bottom water these ferns, especially my rabbit's foot fern. You want to make sure that the soil is moist, not wet. Now I did said wet when you bottom water, but that's why you take out the plant, you let it drain out, and it will remain moist. The best way that I know when to bottom water my plants or water my rabbit's foot fern is I get my finger, I place it on the top of the soil, and if it feels dry, then it's time to water. Like I said, you need to have the soil moist majority of the time. Don't let this plant dry out because it kind of doesn't like it from what I've been experiencing. Like the leaves are turning a little bit brown. Make sure that it's moist, not wet, because you don't want to get root rot. Now let's talk about fertilizing. So fertilizer is this amazing magic powder or liquid that helps your plants just get all those nutrients, because like yes, watering is like, you know, you need water, you need sunlight to make the plant like do its food, but also fertilizing it gives you like all the minerals and nutrients that it needs to flourish even more. Now you want to fertilize this plant, the rabbit's foot fern, every single 2 weeks. You want to make sure that the fertilizer is diluted what it's recommended. So if it says to add like a tablespoon, this is just an example, if it tells you to add like a tablespoon of fertilizer, you put half a tablespoon of fertilizer. So you want to make sure that you're diluting it 50% on what is recommended. You want to water this plant when it's actively growing, so especially on spring and summer. And you can fertilize it in the fall, but make sure you don't fertilize it in winter, because like you don't want to like kill your plants, because fertilizing it when it's not growing can actually damage your plants. Another thing to say is slow growing plants in like very low light conditions require less plant food, less fertilizer. So if you have it like in your bathroom where it's getting like north or east exposure, you want to make sure that you're fertilizing it and watering it less than you would when it's bright, because the plant's not really putting out all that water as if it is in a bright location. Now let's talk about propagation, because we like making more babies, we want to do plant insurance. Now the way you can propagate this plant or make more of it, you want to divide it. The best way to do it is you need to get a clean knife and you just slice it in half. That's literally what I do. Some people, they like to go a little bit in the extra mile and make sure they're doing like a little bit more care on it, you know, being a little bit like more, because like I just that's how I do it. It's like the easiest way for me. I always make sure that the knife is sanitized, because you don't want to like introduce like molds or like bacteria or like diseases to your plants. That's a big no-no. So make sure you sterilize all of your utensils for your plant. So yeah, you want to get a clean knife and just slice it in half, separate it, place it in its own little pots or its own separate pots, and then you want to make sure that it's really watered, and then you place it in a nice bright location. Indirect. Another way that people like to do it is just they just get the plant, they split it in half. That's literally just, I forgot the method what it's called when you're like separating the plant in half. I think it's called division. But yeah, that's how you propagate this plant. Now, this is a fern, so there is a little bit of humidity requirements on it. You want to make sure that you're giving your plants 50% or 60% of humidity on your rabbit's foot fern. Hot and dry air can actually damage your rabbit's foot fern foliage, so it will literally make the tips brown, and that's not a cute look. So you want to make sure that you're introducing it to humidity. You can either get a little tray with pebbles and you put the plant on top and let that water evaporate, and it's creating like a little like environment that's humid. Another method that you can do is buy a humidifier from online or Walmart or Lowe's or any other of your big box stores. You know, just get a humidifier. I got mine in Amazon. I can link it down below if you guys want me to. So if you want to like know what humidifier I have, make sure to leave a comment and I'll give you guys the link. But yeah, this plant needs humidity, so a little tray with pebbles can help, and a humidifier. The level of difficulty on this plant is like a little bit like moderate. It's not difficult like calenthias, like oh my god, that is a little like hard. But the rabbit's foot fern is a very easy plant. You just gotta make sure that the water is always moist and it's not in a very like dry environment. Now the temperature for the rabbit's foot fern is 60 to 75% Fahrenheit, and if the temperature goes below 60 degrees Fahrenheit, check the plant before watering. You don't want to water the plant when it's dry. When it's like super cold, because if you water it when it's cold, it can actually hurt your plant. So if it's 60 degrees Fahrenheit or lower, make sure you check it and make sure that it's dry before you give it more water. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Now, some additional information. You can mist the beautiful rabbit's foot fern with a little spray bottle. That's like the same thing as misting. But yeah, they can also help your rabbit's foot fern. And that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching, you guys. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.